Okay, we got it working now.
Good.
Awesome. All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Live at 5. I hope that you guys are enjoying the snow, even though it's kind of insane. Hopefully you guys all still have power and running water. But I know it's kind of a lot right now, and I'm hoping that everyone that tunes in has at least a coach's number. If you need to contact someone, anytime recently or anytime in the near future, if you've got something going on, we're trying to do our best with helping you guys get stuff figured out in this crazy weather. So don't be afraid to reach out. But yeah, if you're here, go ahead and check in because I want to say hey. Lindsay, are you going to need me to do screen sharing with you tonight?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. There's Bree. Hey, Bree. Okay, so I've got no, it's cool. I'm here with my roommates, guys, so I might be talking to them a little bit. So Lindsay, I'm trying to go back to Zoom and it's not letting me open the window.
Oh no.
Can you hear me, Lindsay?
I can.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's not. Oh, here we go. All right. Okay, you should be able to share a screen now.
Good.
All righty. Well, we will go ahead and get started. I'll hand it over to you.
Okay, do you have any announcements or anything that we want to cover, or are we good?
I think we're good. Just the main announcement, if you guys are just now tuning in, is if you have any emergencies or urgent situations that you guys are facing because of the weather, make sure to contact your coach and we'll see how we can try to help, okay? That's pretty much it on my end.
Okay, well, good. Well, we'll try to keep tonight short because I know that most people are facing some pretty crazy circumstances right now. This is actually a continuation from last time. Last time we talked about job applications and how to stand out from the crowd. This time we're going to talk about resumes and cover letters. And really, if you have any questions about resumes or cover letters, go ahead and drop those in the chat because this is your time. Like this, I'm here to help you and to help coach you and give you some advice or resources. So please use this time to ask questions, or if you have anything that you want to just clarify or not sure about, go ahead and drop that in the chat and we will make sure to address those before we close out tonight. Okay, so resumes, very similar to job applications. So a lot of the things that we talked about last time, we talked about keywords and using your own sort of brand and then tailoring every application to that specific job and not just copying and pasting your information from one to the other. But it's really about making it customized to the job that you want. The same thing really applies to resumes. And when you build your resume, we're going to talk about how you build that around the job that you want. So not just any job, but think about what kind of job that you would enjoy having. Like, what do you want to do? Like, what's going to help you with your career and your long-term goals? Think about where you want to be a year from now, 5 years from now, and build your resume to support that. And as you're looking for jobs, make sure you're looking for a job in that field. The other thing that we're going to talk about is there are so so many resume templates out there, but you have to find the right template for you. But you also have to think about the right template for the job. So if you're applying for a very traditional place, you probably don't want a really funky, crazy resume, right? And the last thing we'll talk about is the free professional resources that are out there. So there's just a ton of information that you can get, just like from Google. I've done some research for you. I'm going to share that with you tonight. But there's also companies dedicated to helping people with their resumes and cover letters. Now, some of those services you have to pay for. You can get subscription packages and pay for those, but a lot of it is free. And I've actually used a lot of those free resources too. So I'm going to share those with you tonight. Okay, so you probably heard fake it till you make it. I say forget that. Be more intentional than fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it sounds like you don't know what you're doing. And so you just kind of fake it until you get there, which is fine in some circumstances. But when it comes to your job and your career and your future, be more intentional by building your professional brand for success. So again, think about where you want to be a year, 5 years. What does your future look like? And then build your resume and go after the jobs that support that future. So the first thing you want to do is apply like a pro. Now, I know not every job is going to require a resume, but even if it doesn't, I would encourage you to go ahead and create your resume and then just put it in with your application. And the reason why I say that is I know that resumes and cover letters take a long time. Okay, I'm not going to tell you that it's really quick and easy to do. It's not. It takes time if you do it right, but it's worth that hustle. Let's face it, there are so many people out there right now who are looking for a job, and the competition is fierce. So these little details about having a polished resume, sending the hiring manager a specialized cover letter, adding some personality, all of that adds up and it's going to help you stick out from the crowd. It's also common practice whenever you apply online that you can upload your resume and it will fill in all the job application boxes, all of those like form fields. It's going to fill in all of your information automatically. You still have to review that, okay? So because the software gets it wrong sometimes. So go ahead and check it, fix it. Don't just like upload it and forget it. That looks sloppy and you won't get the job. So check it, but go ahead and attach your resume. Like even if it's the same information, what you might not know is that some hiring managers are just testing to see if you're going to do it. You just want to know, are you going to take the time to go through the extra step? Because if you're not, then you probably don't have the work ethic that they're looking for, or they don't have the attention to detail that they're looking for. So all of these extra steps demonstrate commitment and work ethic, and that is going to impress the hiring manager. So the first thing you're going to notice when you put together your resume is that most of them start out with an objective statement. A lot of the articles and research that you'll see on resumes in 2021 say not to include an objective statement. They say that they're outdated, it's too traditional, you don't need it anymore. Except if you don't have a lot of work experience or you don't have a lot of education experience, an objective statement is really going to help you because it's your one time where you can say, this is who I am, these are my goals, and this is what I'm looking for. Okay, now if it sounds really generic and plain and like you could copy and paste that to your neighbor's resume, then you're right, that's a waste of space. But if you make 1 to 2 really powerful impact statements to say, this is what I believe in, this is what I'm about, this is the kind of job I want. And here's the other thing. You also want to say what kind of value that you can add to that organization. So let's say that you're really detailed oriented or you're really organized. Say my organization skills are going to shine because I'm going to do X, Y, and Z for your company. So include all of that in your objective statement. Okay, so here's that word again, keywords. So objective statements should also include keywords. We talked about that, that word bubble last time using keywords and then really focusing on the words from the job posting and putting that in the application. You definitely want to do that same thing in your objective statement. So pick out all of the keywords from the job listing and put that in your objective. You also want to make sure that your objective statement matches what they're looking for. So make it clear how you want to professionally grow within that company. So don't just say, I want to be a senior housekeeper or a housekeeping manager, or my goal is to aspire to be an executive assistant. No, you want to be an executive assistant at this company because your values align with their values. Again, all of those little details matter. And this last point, make sure that you tell them how you're going to add value. So how are your skills and your attitude going to benefit that company, and how do you specifically fit into their mission? Okay, so here's some examples. Your objective statement could be something like, you want to obtain a position that will enable you to use your strong customer service skills and your service background and your ability to work well with people. So you're basically saying, hey, I've got these skills and I want to use them at your company. So maybe they're a service company, or that position is a customer service position. So you'll say, hey, I'm already good at this. I want to, use those skills for this position. Or you're looking for an administrative assistant position because you are very organized and you're good at communicating and you've been through some crisis management skills. Like maybe today you've had to overcome a crazy power outage. So, you maybe have some crisis management skills. So you can talk about that in your resume and in your objective statement. Or you're seeking a housekeeping position because you can add value, because you have a really strong work ethic, you're reliable, and you have a passion to serve others. And that will especially resonate with an organization like a hospital, where their whole mission is about serving people, about giving compassion to others. Also, letters and numbers make a big difference. So instead of me just like regurgitating research on the internet, I picked out a couple of really good resources about how to do this. So under all of your job experience section, you're going to have like 3 to 5 bullet points about what you did at that company, what you were doing, in that job position. So a lot of times you'll see those bullet points start with responsible for. That gets really boring. So instead you can mix it up and make it kind of interesting. And so this on the muse.com, they had 185 powerful verbs that will make your resume awesome. And so I actually read through this list and they group it out, whether you've managed people or you were in customer service, maybe you achieved something, you met a goal. So it kind of breaks it up into these different sections. So I definitely encourage you to check it out. You can copy and paste that link into your web browser. And the same thing here, if you have any achievements that you can quantify, so you met your sales goal, or you exceeded your sales goal by 10%, or you were one of the top 5 salespeople in your last company, or you finished your school project ahead of schedule. You can tell like how many days ahead of schedule. So all of those like numbers make a bigger impact than just saying that you did something. And so again, on the Muse, you can check out this link and get some examples of how to do that. Okay, so like I said, all the little details matter. That definitely is true whenever you are finished with your resume. I said this last time, use Grammarly. If you have not installed Grammarly or some other proofreading service, go ahead and do that. Grammarly is free and you can put it in your email. You can plug it into Chrome, plug it into your Microsoft Word. There's really no excuse to not have good grammar and punctuation and spelling and all of that. Also, PDF is best. You'll see a lot of people give their resume or send their resume in a Word document, and that's okay. But an even more polished look is PDF. And so you can actually, I know on Google Drive, you can export on PDF. There's some other like free resume building software out there, like you can go and find on the internet. You can export through a PDF. So if you have the option, go ahead and make that PDF and send it. It looks more professional, and sometimes in these resume templates, your formatting can get a little wonky whenever you send it and the other person opens it. So if it looks one way in your computer, you send it and the other person opens up and it looks a little different. So don't let that happen to you. And that's especially true with like Google Docs, that they're notorious for that. Okay, and also name the file wisely. Don't just name it resume. Okay, like they're not gonna know who that is. So go ahead and put your name, put the year or the date, make it clear, like this is my resume. And if you didn't update your resume in like 2 years, don't put 2019. Just go ahead and change the date so it looks like you're keeping on top of your stuff. Okay. There's some tried and true resume rules, and they're classics for a reason. They work. Whenever you're organizing your work experience, go in reverse chronological order. This means that your most recent work experience is at the top, and the furthest, most dated experience is at the bottom. So go ahead and put that's called reverse chronological order. Also keep it to a page. I have on here hiring managers spend less than 10 seconds skimming through a resume. It's actually closer to 6 or 7 seconds. So that's like that's a really short amount of time. So you don't have very long to wow them. And if your resume is 2 pages long, 3 pages long, they're not going to make it. They're not going to make it to the second page. So make sure that you keep it really readable, to the point, easy to read, and cut the fat. You know, if you're basically copying and pasting the same bullet points from one job experience to the other, figure out what you can lose, because saying the same information isn't helpful, and you will probably get passed up because you haven't made it clear about how you were successful in each position. Okay, also keep the formatting simple. Okay, it's very tempting to get one of these really beautiful, awesome templates online or even in Microsoft Word. I encourage you to do that, but also keep it classic and a clean design look, because it's easier to read. So, you know, you want to keep it a very clean font. Don't go crazy with your font. Make your font really easy to read. Make your font size between 10 and 12. If you make it too small to fit everything on the page, then that's impossible to read. If it's too big, it looks very amateur. So just keep it very professional. 10 to 12 is usually good. White space is a good thing. You don't need to take up the entire page, okay? So if you don't have a lot of work experience, that's cool. You don't need to like cram every little project and every little job you've ever had back to babysitting 10 years ago onto your resume. Keep it relevant, keep it readable, and give your work experience and everything that's awesome about you, give that some breathing room, because again, that makes it easier for the hiring manager to read. And it's okay to use a couple of different fonts. I would encourage you to limit that to 2. So if you're going to use 2, maybe your big headings, so like your contact information and your name, your job titles, like the companies you work for, maybe that's like one heading, and the body of your text is a different heading. Personally, I do this with a lot of my documents. I make Century Gothic my headings because I really like how clean and simple it looks. And then for the body of my text, I will use Calibri, just because that's like a pretty traditional default font, and I like how those two look together. Okay, so tastefully show your personality. This is a balance. You can include a professional headshot. Selfies from your phone do not count. Do not put those on your resume. If you have a friend that can take a nice photo of you in a jacket or a sweater or something that looks professional, that's okay too, you know, in a button up maybe. So if you can fake a professional headshot, that works. No shame in that, but don't use a social photo of you out with friends, and don't crop people on the side. You know, just it's you, it's your headshot. If you don't have one, it's okay to skip that. It's okay to use color. Be selective, maybe 1 color, maybe 2. Again, you don't want them looking at how like the design of your resume. You don't want them looking at the pictures. You want them looking at who you are and what you have to offer for that company. So bring it all back to your objective statement and your skills. Icons are good. Icons are simple and clean. Microsoft Word has free icons that you can get under images. You just go insert icon and they have like a huge library that you can choose from. If you want to use them, that's cool. I would keep the graphics to a minimum though. But also, no matter what, make sure your resume looks like you. If it looks like any other person's resume, then you're doing yourself an injustice. So you want to be able to shine. Again, they're going to get flooded with job applications and resumes. The market's really hot right now. There's a lot of people looking for jobs. So you want to stand out, but you also want you yourself to shine. Okay, so we're going to talk about templates. Right now in 2021, these are really your best sources to get a free resume template. I like the ones in Microsoft Word. I'll show you how you can get those, but beware of subscription services. So you can go online, you can type in resume templates. I'm sure you'll find a bunch of websites pop up. Many of them want you to give them your email. Maybe skip those. Many of them will want you to get a credit card just in case you want to upgrade your service. You don't need that. So only go to trusted websites. That's not going to give you a virus. And you can skip out on subscription services because there's a lot of free options out there. Okay, Microsoft Word. So when you go and you open up Microsoft Word, they have built-in templates. So you just open it up and click on New. And it's going to basically pull this up. You can type in resume, and then you will see, and you can scroll down. There's a lot of them in there, and pick a resume that likes and speaks to you. Now you'll see here some of them, like this one. This is the cover letter that goes with a resume. So if you want to do a cover letter, go ahead and make sure that they match up. This one is a good one too if you don't have a lot of work experience. This is what I was talking about with the white space. You see how clean this is and how easy it is to read. So they got this nice pop of color, not a lot of workspace, and that's fine. I think there's like 2 work experiences here, some skills that you could list out here. But it looks good, right? Like it looks professional, but it still has some personality to it. All right, Google Docs. This is only going to work if you have a Google account. So you will go to Google Docs. You will go to the template library. So after you log into your Google account, and then you can scroll down to the resume section. So there's actually a ton of templates in Google Docs. So you've got to kind of scroll down to get to resumes. And so you just find one that you like, and you can actually build it out in Google Docs. After you open up the file, you can download it through Microsoft Word format. And this is what I was telling you earlier. You can also PDF to download your resume, which is what you want to do if you finalize it and you proofread it and you're ready to send it off. All right, so also, if you find a template that you like and you're sitting there thinking, I don't know what to write, there's a ton of examples on the internet, and I'll show you how to access those. But before I take you there, one thing that I forgot to mention earlier is whenever you get to your work experience, you don't have to put every job that you ever had. I wouldn't leave big gaps of time on your resume if you can help, if you can avoid that. But sometimes it makes more sense just to keep a running list, like an Excel sheet or a Microsoft Word document of every job you've had, how long you worked there, what your start and stop date was, what the hiring manager's contact information is, and then maybe some skills that you acquired in that job position. And that way, later on, you're not having to search for that information. You've got it all in one file, and you can pick and choose which ones are most relevant to the job that you're applying for now. Okay, so whenever you need ideas and you get to your resume, you're not sure what to write, go to the internet. So you'll open up your favorite web browser. And this is the same example that I gave you last time, a housekeeper resume. So that's what I did. I literally went to Google, typed in housekeeper resume, and all of these examples pop up. Now, I am not suggesting that you take anything from the internet, but what you can do is you can actually click on an image. You can view it larger in the viewing pane, or you can open up the link to read it. Okay, so, but remember, this is for inspiration only. In a sea of resumes, you want to stand out as your authentic self. So use this for inspiration. And what I mean by that is checking out this objective. I don't know what I want to write for my objective. I kind of know I have some words, adjectives I want to use about myself, but I'm not sure how those fit into a housekeeper position. So I'm reading through these examples. And if you see the same words continue to pop up in the examples, those are probably good ones to use. Here, when I read this, I see words like professional, time management, efficient, positive attitude. So if those resonate with you, go ahead and find similar wording or take a couple of those adjectives to put in your own objective. Skills. So again, you're going through all of these examples and see if you see a pattern. You know, are the same skills popping up? You also want to look at, like I said, the job posting. And if you have the skills that they're seeking, definitely put those in the skills that you bring to the table too. And this one had a bonus. You could actually download this example straight from the internet into a Word version. Not all of them do that, but some of them do. You can also go to like monster.com and they have resume templates, which I think is awesome. These are free. So Monster's another really good service that you don't have to necessarily type in your email or pay for a subscription. They just have some templates built in. So again, I went to housekeeping resume template. You could scroll down and look at what they put together here. Okay, and then once you finalize your resume and you feel really good about it, go ahead and send it to a professional to review. There's a ton of free services out there. I've actually,
Sorry.
it's okay. We've got one of us too. So one that I've actually used myself.
I how to mute, but I can't.
It's cool. It's cool. It's Top Resume. So I put the link in here. You get one time, they will review your resume for free. So make sure like you feel really good about your resume because you can't do it again. So when you feel really good about it, go ahead and send it to them. And then someone, an actual person, will look at it, review it, and give you some feedback, which is super helpful. And it takes about 48 hours, sometimes less. Monster does the same thing. So you can just like do a drag and drop and someone will review your resume for free. Or if you don't want to wait on a person to check it, if you want like immediate feedback, I found this Resume Worded website, and you can just upload your resume and they'll actually score it for you. And then they'll show you like how you can improve it. So they have all these different categories, like is it too long? If you have given me too many filler words like good or like, or, you know, just you're not getting to the point fast enough, or how much you repeat yourself. So all of this they're going to score you on, and then they'll give you like that immediate feedback. And so you can like go back to your resume right then and continue to work on it. Okay, that's it. So Casey, did we have any questions in the chat?
No, I don't think so. We've got some people that have plans to go to the library here at some point and update their resumes, which is great news.
Yeah.
And I've been chatting back and forth with one of my youth about a different thing that we've been in communication about. But I don't see any questions. I did ask if anyone had any questions, and someone said that they already done their resume and have been working with a job coach on how to get their resume done. So that is some good news.
Yeah.
But I don't believe we have any, questions at this time.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys have my email. So if you have any follow-up questions later, please reach out to me. I'm here to help. I think next time we're going to be talking about interviews.
Oh, very good. Very good. I know a lot of people who need to tune in for that one. I've gotten a lot of requests lately for people that need interview help. So that'll be perfect. But yes, to you guys watching, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, all of these lives, we keep them up on the channel. So if you ever need to rewatch this for any reason, or get some more information, you're free to watch it again. But you can also email Lindsay. You can email me. I'll put my phone number in the chat if you need it. But yeah, we will go ahead and stop there for the evening. You guys stay warm and safe. I have gotten word that Energy will be cutting off power today at some point. So you guys be prepared for that and keep your houses pretty warm, keep the fridge shut, keep your doors and windows shut, things like that to be prepared for that. So, all righty, guys, you guys stay safe and we will catch you next week. Bye, everyone.